I have lost count on the amount of whistleblowers that have come forward. It talked about the aliens, talked about the UFOs, the extraterrestrial, and we recently had Rubio. He commented on the UFOs that firsthand they have seen the actual beings. Oh shit! There's like a lot of movement that's happening in the UFO community, and we might be onto something. But here's the thing: is this another distraction? Is this like really real? Are we gonna be having a good ending? Are we gonna get the bad ending? I personally just want to see the aliens. I guess everybody is at that point. Like, come on, just tell us what you know. Former Navy pilot applauds Rubio's comments on UFO claims. And guys, there will be that question around like minute 2 that you must see. Like this video, subscribe if you're new.
Fighter pilot Lieutenant Ryan Graves joins us now. He was the first active duty pilot to testify before Congress about his squadron's experience with UAPs. He also founded Americans for Safe Aerospace to encourage other pilots to come forward. Lieutenant Graves, good to talk to you once again. Great to have you back on the show. You just heard Joe's report there. You just heard Senator Marco Rubio, the top Republican on the Senate Intelligence Committee, and you make what of it?
Well, I would first initially like to applaud Senator Rubio for making these public statements and for continuing the investigation on these claims. Now, personally, I'm not 100% aware of Rubio, or I don't know about his track record. I don't have dug his past or anything, but he's considered to be one of the most reliable person. And he recently did talk about, he touched on the topic of UFOs, and he did talk a lot about it. So it's literally all over the place right now. A lot of the whistleblowers are now coming out. It's like one comes out, then the second one comes out, then the third one. That's essentially what's happening. And it's quite beautiful to see, because let's be real, Bob Lazar was speaking the facts decades ago, okay? Years ago, he was saying that, yep, I worked on it, I've seen it, or he never said that he has seen the ET or anything like that, but he described his experience, and that was that. But people didn't believe him. People did not want to believe him. He was very much ridiculed, but it looks like that whatever he said was the goddamn truth. Said the National Defense Authorization Act amendments that have come into place seem to lay a framework for getting to the bottom of and investigating these claims that we've recently heard.
Now, you were sort of the icebreaker on this, Ryan. You know, you had seen something flying up at space. You thought, or up when you were a fighter pilot, you didn't think something was right. But I guess there's a difference between that and alien spacecraft, right? Where do you think this goes from here?
Well, I think it's still a very pragmatic issue. We can look at it from the angle of spacecraft, and that's what Senator Marco Rubio is investigating now through those various whistleblowers, and that's a historical investigation that's going on. Yeah. But pragmatically,
yeah,
right.
This is Rubio, right? Yeah, I'm definitely gonna look into his past and just try. Just catch up on the news and everything.
Now there are commercial and military aviators that are dealing with this as a safety issue right now. We have to remember that they're seeing these objects both at high altitudes as well as at their altitudes as well as they fly around, and still we don't have the proper reporting for these pilots to be able to communicate these safety hazards. So I think going forward there's still more recognition, more removal of the stigma, and still there are some of our frontline operators that don't have the ability to properly communicate or report on these cases even now.
You know, Senator Rubio says there are, and I'm quoting him here, first-hand claims of certain things. What do you think the certain things might be?
Oh, firsthand. Damn, that is insane, right? Of certain things, and certain things, you know what it means. Aliens, the ETs. Oh shit! Oh shit! Let's hear him out.
Well, I don't know, but we've heard a lot of claims recently from whistleblowers that have come forward, and as we recall, Grusch has said that those are secondhand statements from him. He's reporting on facts through his research, and he's researched through firsthand witnesses. I would imagine some of Grusch's claims come from somewhere, and it's likely these whistleblowers that are communicating to Congress.
You feel any vindication here, Ryan? I mean, as I mentioned, you were the first one to bring this up to Congress. This has kind of gone mainstream now, much in part because of News Nation's reporting. Any vindication on your end?
Yeah, shout out to News Nation as well. I know he's sucking his own D right there, but I mean, understandably, like the News Nation definitely did like massive justice to this topic. In my opinion, they definitely brought this to a lot of people's attention. So W News Nation, definitely like and subscribe, guys. But here's the thing, right? When are we truly gonna hear about this? Are we still years away? Are we decades away? Or are we just months away from like a full disclosure? Because quite frankly, I want to see him. I think it's overdue at this point. I think the public needs to know. The American people needs to know. Literally, the entire world's population needs to know. You know.
I suppose a little bit. We have a lot of work to do, however. At the end of the day, we still don't know what these are. We haven't closed the domain awearness gap, and there's still a lot of awareness to be done, both in the general public as well on Capitol Hill.
How wide's that gap? When you talk about a domain awareness gap, like how big is it that we're talking about? Is it too big that we might not ever sort of come to a consensus on what's out there?
No, I think we will come to a consensus on that gap, but right now we haven't even perfectly defined the problem, and that in itself is a massive security flaw and gap in our national security. So that is an issue that we need to resolve, and we need to also resolve it as an air safety and also as a science issue. And so I'd like to encourage people that want to go on that fight with us to join us at safeaerospace.org.
You know, you heard the senator there, Ryan, talk about he had heard firsthand.
But guys, click on this video on the screen because the recent reports that are now coming out, it's actually really, really wild. Maybe we are getting closer. I don't know. Check these videos out, guys. They don't want you seeing them, and I will see you right there.